Well, Jason Yates is the CEO of My Faith Votes, and he joins us now. Jason, thanks so much for being with us.
I appreciate it, Jenna. Thanks for having me.
Jason, you know better than anyone else, but why, in your own words, is it so important for Christians to get involved and take part in the political process?
Well, sure. We can certainly be seeking a political outcome, but I think more than that, what we're really wanting to do is to be faithful. Galatians 6:10 tells us, as we have opportunity, let us do good to those around us. And so voting is a real opportunity to act on our faith, to be faithful with that, but then to do good within our communities and our nation.
Jason, I love that reference to James. We know that evangelical voters had a huge impact in the 2016 election. What are some of the big issues that are driving evangelicals to the polls this go around?
Well, I think there's been some great movement in the life movement and really protection of life. And so this continuing that momentum, building up a Congress that supports life. We've seen great strides with religious freedom, and the judges we've been able to put onto the court that respect religious freedom, are conservative and constitutional. And the more that we can, congressmen and senators that will support those efforts, the better that we'll be in those efforts as well.
Yeah. We know that evangelicals make up a big part of President Trump's base, Jason, and that usually they're pretty consistent when it comes to voting and turning out. But what is voter turnout really like among Christians, and do you think that they will, in fact, get out to the polls this time around?
Wow. It's a great question, because at the beginning of this year, we projected that 51 million Christians would not vote in this election unless we did something, right? And that's the whole purpose and mission of My Faith Votes, to motivate and equip Christians to vote. But unfortunately, Jenna, what I would say is that Christians don't look all that different from the rest of the population. But what we are seeing in both the primaries and the early voting, there is high turnout on both sides. And so what I predict is we're going to see record turnout. It's not, of course, what I think we would hope. I would hope 100% of Christians would be out voting and bringing the good of their faith into the communities and the nation. And we're working hard at that. And we've got a lot of great tools on our website, myfaithvotes.org, to help Christians understand the issues and be equipped to vote.
Yeah. And Jason, just a little bit more about the work that you all do there. Just tell us about really why it's so important, especially in this midterm election, that these evangelicals or just Christians get out and vote, and just a little bit more about your efforts.
Well, we've already mentioned some of the things that are at stake. And it's about how we as a nation and frankly as Christians, how we show care and compassion for others. So those are some real pillars and some issues that I think Christians need to think through and think well about, and should motivate them to be voting. Now, My Faith Votes, what we're trying to do is not only motivate, but equip. And we have a whole set of resources from our Voting Assistance Center. I'll tell you what, with My Faith Votes, you get a ballot guide that equips you unlike, I would say, any other organization. Did you know that there's 70,000 elections that are happening tomorrow? 70,000 elections, and our ballot guide covers every single one of those elections. And so you can come to our website, get informed about what those candidates stand for, and then you can build a plan. Schedule it on your calendar. I'm going to vote at this time. This is where my polling place is. These are my driving directions. All of those things to really build a plan, be equipped to vote.
Jason Yates with My Faith Votes. Thanks so much for joining us.